皆さんこんにちは、ケントです。Chopsticks are the staple eating utensil across Eastern Asia. First used by the Chinese, it is pretty much the default eating method used in Japan and other countries. Now, there are a lot of videos on how to use chopsticks out there already, so I won't be covering that today. Instead, I'll be covering 3 specific ways not to use chopsticks in Japan because it's bad manners and can even come across offensive. First off is sticking your chopsticks vertically into a bowl of rice. This is considered a huge taboo because this is how rice is offered to the dead in a funeral. In Japanese Buddhist tradition, when the dead are presented in a ceremony similar to a Christian wake, a few items are offered next to the body. This is called a makura kazari, or pillow decoration. And as a part of makura kazari, is very often an offering of a bowl of rice with chopsticks stuck into them vertically. There are a lot of theories as to what this offering means, but one of the most common is that it's an offering of rice as a food to eat on the journey to the afterlife. If you're wondering what they do with the rice afterwards, perhaps obviously they don't eat it. The rice is usually wrapped in a piece of paper and is placed in a casket along with the body. In certain areas of Japan, the bowl used to hold the rice is then broken to symbolize the breaking of ties between the soul and this world. Now, this is a pattern you're going to find in this video. A lot of what has to do with bad manners surrounding chopstick use has to do with the association with traditional Japanese funeral proceedings. The second way you must not use chopsticks is to use chopsticks from different pairs. Chopsticks must be used with both being the same. And this is because after a cremation, there's a ceremony where the family or persons close to the dead use chopsticks to take cremated bones and transfer them into the urn. And when they do this, they use chopsticks made out of different material, usually one being made of bamboo and the other being made out of some sort of wood. This apparently has to do with Confucian teachings that said that each tree and each plant all have souls. And you are honoring all souls by having each stick be of different material origin. Anyway, that's why it's very bad manners to use different chopsticks to eat. Now, this segues into the third way you must never use chopsticks, and that is to use chopsticks to pass food to one another. It might be tempting to help others reach food across the table by picking up food with your chopsticks and offering it to be picked off with their chopsticks. But this is considered very bad manners due to the same ceremony I just spoke about. In that ceremony, on top of using different material chopsticks to place bones into the urn, they do what is called a hashiwatashi, or chopstick passing. In this ritual, people pass the bones amongst themselves from chopstick to chopstick. The reason why this is done is because hashiwatashi sounds exactly the same as hashiwatashi, or bridge crossing. The idea is that this symbolizes a bridge for the dead to be able to pass on to the afterlife when they need to cross the river of Styx. So in conclusion, don't stick your chopsticks into a bowl of rice, don't use different chopsticks as a pair, and don't pass food around from chopstick to chopstick. Why? Because chopsticks are used as ceremonial tools in funerals, and those 3 actions bring up inauspicious associations with those ceremonial proceedings. It's time for today's proverb. Today's proverb is カモがネギを背負ってくる, which literally translates to a duck comes carrying spring onions. So for some context, duck goes really well with spring onions. So what does this proverb mean? Well, if you found a duck coming over to you carrying spring onions, which goes really well with the duck, you think you're pretty lucky, right? And that's the definition of the proverb. It describes situations where everything is serendipitously coming together. By the way, this proverb is the inspiration for the Pokemon Farfetch'd, a duck Pokemon carrying a stalk of spring onions. The Japanese name for Farfetch'd is Kamo Negi, duck spring onions. Today, I want to feature Bruce Tetsuya. He is a Japanese-American filmmaker and photographer. He is currently focusing his work on the narrative beauty of movement through dance on film and choreography. His work is stunning. Check it out. Looks awesome, right? He also takes really cool photos like this, and this. You can check out his work on Instagram. Check out his social links and his website in the description below. Also, if you would like your art to be featured in my videos, there's a Google form in the description below. Fill it out and I will get in touch with you as soon as possible. I'd love to feature your art. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions on what kind of content I should explore, please leave a comment below. I also have a Twitter and an Instagram. If you'd like to follow me there, that'll be awesome. I'll be updating the channel with new videos every week, and if you want to check those out, hit that subscribe button, man. Thank you.